Morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, October 16th, 2025. We're here in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or also known as Philly. We're here at the Vine Street. The main highway over here is the Vine Street Expressway, Interstate 676 and US 30. Talk a little more about its history later. But I want to first point out that we're at the end of Chinatown, where this highway has been built over. This opened probably in the 90s, so it was the last section of the interstate highway in Philadelphia to be opened. And we see that there's the yin and yang symbol in the center, and Chinese Zodiac with the animals in correct order in clockwise formation. So Chinese legend says that these animals, 12 animals, ran a race, and we'll get to each of these years. So the first animal to win the race is the rat, followed by the ox, the tiger, the rabbit, the dragon, the serpent. That's this year. 2025 is the year of the serpent, also my year animal. The horse, followed by the goat, or the ram, sheep, the monkey, the rooster, or the chicken. That's the dog, and that's the pig. The pig is the last one, and cycles all back again. All right, the first stop that we're gonna take a look is Chinatown, going down west towards 10th Street, and we'll take a walk and see what it looks like. All right, so here's 10th Street, and we can see the entrance of Chinatown down there. That's the grand entrance, I would say. Let's take a look at this park over here. Let's cross down Vine Street. Vine Street was originally a lot wider. I think it had like 10 lanes before it was expanded to a depressed expressway. Look at this building. It's red, white, and blue. This is one of the newer buildings. It's called Crane Chinatown. Looks like it's a multi-use building. And then this is the Holy Redeemer Chinese Catholic Church. There's a lot of high-rises here. You see one that's called Jefferson. And then this building right here used to be originally one of the tallest buildings in the area. That is the Philadelphia City Hall. We will take a look at that. There's a lot of traffic here. And look, Chinese characters. Should signify we're on Vine Street. But this seems more Chinese, very Chinese, compared to the area in like New York City in one aspect or another. Okay, let's cross the street. Wow, this guy went on the red light. Very traditional. I like that this is painted. The Chinese lions. Chinatown Plaza. So we're gonna go take a look at the Friendship Gate that's down the block, and then he'll highlight the former Chinese Culture and Community Center, Crane Chinatown. We just saw that. 913 Race Street, the Birthplace. Okay, Philadelphia Chinatown. Cool. The Full Arts Cultural Treasures Charter School, Rail Park, Holy Redeemer Church and School. We saw that too. Chinese Christian Church and Center. Okay, Philadelphia Chinatown Development Corporation, the 10th Street Plaza, which is right here, the fire station. Okay, you might be able to see that, as well as the History of Chinatown mural, created in 1996. And let's see what this is. This looks like a block. Oh, a street grid. Look at that. So we're looking in the westbound direction. So 319 Race Street is east of us. We'll take a look at that. Look at all these animals. Hello Kitty's also here. 11th Street has it. Tuck Hing Groceries. We'll take a look. I think that's the arch over there. Yep. Around Arch Street. Vine Street's here. Callow Hill. And here's the 10th Street Plaza plaque. Let's take a look at these statues over here as well. Who is this? This is Lin Zexu Memorial Statue. From 1785 to 1850, he was a Chinese scholar, officials during the late Qing dynasty, the most famous for his fight against opium smuggling in Guangzhou, China. Okay, that's the city where my family's nearby. And in 1838, Lin was sent to Guangzhou to halt the importation of opium by the British. He confiscated more than 20,000 chests of opium and supervised its destruction during a 23-day is that what it says? Companion beginning on June 3rd, 1839 in human China. This action is usually considered to be the primary catalyst for the first opium war from 1839 to 1842 between the British and China. In recognition of his valiant fight against narcotics and British invasion, Lin is highly respected in the history of China as a national hero. And here's the words in Chinese calligraphy. There's another mural right here. Look at this, is like making noodles or ringing the towel. Ooh, before we leave the 10th Street Plaza, here's what it says, History of Chinatown. Created by Philadelphia-based Chinese-American artist Arturo Ho to commemorate Chinatown's 125th anniversary. The mural captures the themes of struggle and activism that define the Chinatown community. So that means this Chinatown is about almost 154 years old. Is that right? I don't think I'm doing my math correctly. And then here's a Save Chinatown movement from 1973. The plans to expand Vine Street threatened the survival of Chinatown. The bulldozers demolished a number of homes displaced residents during this process. In several instances, school children, youth, and demonstrators climbed on top of the mountains of rubble to prevent further destruction of the community. And yes, the Vine Street Expressway was planned to dig into Chinatown, so this is why the expressway was moved up north. So it hasn't destroyed this historical area. Let's take a walk down 10th Street and see what it looks like. I like that they have red lamps here. Okay, let's start the walk. And already we see Chinatown has expanded. So Chinatown was first established in 1871. So that is actually 154 years ago. So it's a predominantly Asian American neighborhood in Center City, that's central Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Neighborhood Chinatown Development Corporation supports this area. The neighborhood stretches from Vine Street to the north, that's what we just passed, Arch Street to the south, North Franklin Street, and North 7th Street to the east, to North Broad Street on the west, also known as 14th Street. Unlike some traditional Chinatowns, the Philadelphia Chinatown continues to grow in size and ethnic Chinese population. As Philadelphia itself, as of 2018, has been experiencing significant Chinese immigration from New York City. Yes, New York City, which is about 95 miles to the north. And as of 2019, from China, the second top country of birth by a significant margin, sending immigrants to Philadelphia. Since the 1980s, Chinatown has become increasingly Pan-Asian, including Vietnamese, Cambodian, Japanese, Korean, Malaysian, and Indonesian immigrants and businesses. And we are getting closer to the Chinatown gate. Let's see some of these businesses. It's currently almost around 9 o'clock. And we see something called Canto House. Cool. Very traditional. I mean, like these decorations, the architecture. You don't really see that in newer buildings. This is Race Street. I think Race Street used to be named after a plant. I think the plant was named Sassafin Street. It has been renamed to Race Street because they used to have horse races here. And then that's how they changed it to Race. Actually named after a little race. I mean, the street is pretty wide. Okay, so the even address is here. So that means the historical site of where Chinatown started is on the other side. Let's see what's at 913 Race Street. And they do have a parking lot buried in here. Is there a plaque or something here? And we can see the Ben Franklin Bridge over there. Oh, I think that palace thing is 913 Race Street. Nearby Hutchison Street. Oh, they also named the streets on the buildings too. Cool. Verizon took over this historical building. 911, 913. Ah, here it is. There's a plaque here. So it looks like the building has been demolished and it's been replaced by Beijing Duck Seafood Restaurant. It's not this gold thing. Although that does look nice. By the Perfect Cut Hair Salon and a Vietnamese Thai restaurant. Okay, let's see the plaque. They even have dim sum and dinner wedding party available. All you can eat dim sum for $17 plus tax. Let's look at the plaque. Philadelphia's Chinatown's birthplace. Chinese immigrants came to Philadelphia as early as 1845. In 1870, the first laundry was established here at 913 Race Street. In 1880, Chinatown's first restaurant, Mei Sang Lu, opened on the second floor at the same location. In commemoration of our forefathers, this plaque is dedicated to those who came to Gim San Gold Mountain to seek their fortunes. Dedicated on June 25th, 1995, the 125th Anniversary Celebration Committee. Here's the plaque in Chinese. Cool. Okay, let's head back 10th Street. Similar to a lot of other Chinese immigrants, there is a Chinese Benevolent Association. There's a lot of associations. So it looks like it's usually housed in like the upper floors. I actually cannot read Chinese, so if you guys can read any of these characters, please let me know in the comments below. Help me translate what all of these words mean. Jade Harbor restaurant. Yep, jade is important in Chinese culture. Ooh, there's the arch over there. All right, let's talk about the arch, or the Chinatown Friendship Gate as it's formerly called. The Chinatown Friendship Gate is located at 10th and Arch Street as a symbol of the cultural exchange and friendship between Philadelphia and its Chinese sister, Tianjin. Launched by the port agreement signed in Tianjin, China in November 11th, 1982, the gate was commissioned by the Department of Commerce and the Department of Public Property. It was completed in the winter of 1983-84 and dedicated on January 31st, 1984. The gate was the first authentic Chinese gate built in America by artisans from China. I just remember seeing one of them in Washington, D.C. Weighing about 88 tons and standing 40 feet high, the gate has bright colors, elaborate designs that reflect early Chinese imperial construction. It has themes of mythical creatures and graphic patterns of typical Ming and Qing dynasties. A procession of mythical animals is featured on the tiles. The phoenix is meant to ensure good luck. The dragon is said to have magical powers of retaining water in its mouth and is intended to protect the structure of the gate and community from fire. There's a lot of all-you-can-eat restaurants here. The four traditional characters on both sides of the gate are Fai Cheng Hao Bu. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, which means Philadelphia Chinatown. The gate was repainted in 2008 with the help of Tianjin artisans using ancient techniques and traditional materials, and funded by the city of Philadelphia and the help of Philadelphia Chinatown Development Corporation. The gate was rededicated on November 19th, 2008. There it is, Philadelphia Chinatown. There are no people here. Let's get a good shot from the street. Here we go. Somewhere like New York, there's also small alleyways. Let's see if we can take a look at these animals. Ancient Chinese artisan methods. Ooh, there are animals in the gate. Wow. Seeing some dragons. Yep, the dragon is painted all over it. You see on the flat edges. Next to the Lanzhou authentic handful of noodles. Is there a plaque to indicate that? Oh, our Chinatown. Mary Yi, Asian American United. something was covered with racism. I wonder what that's supposed to say. Here it is. Chinatown has about more than 4,000 people. Okay. Let's cross the street. I think the gate looks the same on this side as well. Yep. Oh, the characters are probably destroyed by the sun. Bleached. All right. Love Philadelphia, Chinatown. Yes. They fight hard. And it's growing. Here's a message from Stephen Zhu. I guess these Chinese immigrants have a lot more of the spirit of New York. But this is the southern border of Chinatown. Let's take a look down Arch Street. Kung Fu Tea is also here. See what happens when we cross this. I like seeing these bridges. Arch Street used to be called Mulberry Street, as William Penn originally wanted to name the street on this grid after trees, but a lot of the streets have been renamed. And it was named after Arch, not because of this friendship gate that is an arch. No, there used to be an arch bridge that was built around 1690, and I think it got demolished about 30 years later in the 1720s. And it has never been rebuilt. So these bridges these modern buildings are not considered the arches, and the street name has been remained as Arch. Ooh, AMC is over here. That looks like a big mall. Jefferson Health, that's the hospital. Honickman Center. Grand opening, the Lions Sportsbook. Ramen's here. Tea. Dunkin' Donuts. We're seeing less and less the Chinese influence, but we still see the street names being Chinese. Oh, that's the Pennsylvania Convention Center. No wonder this is so crowded. And there's a parking lot in there as well for the hotels, like the Hilton Inn. So this is where it is. Very, very busy downtown. All right, I'm gonna end the video here. If you enjoyed this video about Philadelphia, Chinatown, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Got some more videos planned throughout Philadelphia. So I hope you look forward to them. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye.